Hold on one second. Let me grab my dinner box. I've already had a worker come out of McDonald's stamp me, so we might not have the internet long. You know, when you tell people that drugs and alcohol are bad, they tend to not like you. I don't know what that's about. But, yeah. When you call people stupid, because they are, they tend to not like you. Who would have thunk it? People don't like to be called stupid. Who would have thunk it? This has been in here since 9:20. It was supposed to be eaten. It ain't got no mold on it or nothing. It looks just as moist as it did 7 days ago. Or 3 days ago. Banana nut muffin. Avocado. Taco. Tuna. I do corn, but I don't know if I can eat all of that. That's the problem. See, if I add the corn to the avocado, it's going to be way too much. I can't eat all of that. I don't know if I can eat all these tacos and... Where's the lid? I want y'all to listen to this. Where's it at?
Who need immediate needs being met, and the
$750.
Hold on one second.
Hawaii all over again. Remember, that
I had to get this to hook up.
also under the Biden-Harris administration. So what's really going on? Care about our American citizens? Them in times of need, when natural disasters hit.
Hold on one second. Damn it.
The taxes should go to national security.
There we go. Hold on one second.
Specifically, Western North Carolina, a lot of damage
Can y'all
has
hear
been
that?
happening. A lot of people are trapped up in these mountainous remote communities, and there's often no way to get to them by traditional means, by like a road, because the roads are washed out. So what's happening? You have a volunteer from all over the country come to this region with helicopters to save people. Now, some of them are being allowed to carry out their mission, and they're being allowed to rescue people. However, some are not. Now, the question is why? Is it a no-fly zone situation? Is it a safety issue? What's the reason why these pilots are not able to rescue people who desperately need it, especially when the government isn't doing much? Now, before I go any further, let's hear from her. Let's hear her plan to help out these people who need it right now. Check it out.
and the federal relief assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being, and the
$750. This is Maui, Hawaii all over again. And remember, that was just last year, also under the Biden-Harris administration. So what's really going on? Do we care about our American citizens? Do we care about them in times of need when natural disasters hit? Now, some might try to say, oh, you're advocating for socialism. No, no, no. We pay taxes. The taxes should go to what? National security. Isn't a natural disaster a matter of national security? Isn't that what that is? Maybe just not understanding, but that's what we get. 750 U.S. American cold hard cash dollars. Meanwhile, the Brits get whatever they want. I'm getting triggered already. Before I go any further,
he's going off.
A news clip about
he's going off.
To do their job. Then we're going to get into a story of someone who's not able to do his job, and of course, everything will be in the box.
Y'all see all these stalkers?
Let's go ahead and roll it.
It's the sound of solace. Help is on the way.
We just kind of organize it, helicopter army to go in and survey the damage and extract people and take supplies in and just create landing zones for everybody to have supply routes in and out.
Matt McSwain is a pilot from Mount Holly and says he received a call from Operation Airdrop, an organization now working to shore up relief and rescue efforts for folks trapped in North Carolina's high country.
We've had 37 helicopters today. Volunteers, we've had people from Texas to Maine, all the way across the East Coast, just show up. Like, how do we help?
For folks who remember Katrina, there's like the Cajun Navy.
Right.
I feel very much like this is Cajun Navy.
Yep, this is Redneck Navy. Redneck Marine Corps. I'm a Marine, so Redneck Marines.
Mixed with
Hoorah. Shout out to Marines. Hoorah. And before he continues, I want to thank everybody who have come out to Appalachia, because I'm out here in Appalachia. Thank you guys for coming out here. Shout out to you guys for donating. Whatever you can do, thank you for doing what you do. We appreciate y'all. We really do.
God, this is a weird
Quinn took us
avocado.
back to the war room where we were allowed to take photos, but not share any audio from inside. There's a station where they gather calls for help, often from social media posts, then triage the severity of the need and what supplies should go on the flight, and then attempt to find a person in distress. One of the biggest hurdles, McSwain says, is not having spots to land.
When we go to those GPS coordinates, we may not be able to land there. It might be 2 miles on one side or the other just because we can't get to that distress call.
Tuesday, he says they plan to help with another major concern, shuttling in communication devices first responders.
There's actual whole communities that are completely cut off from the grid.
Still.
We've tried to establish
Still.
communications with the local sheriff's department, the fire department. There is no communications.
Thanks. So yeah, that's what's going on. Now, shout out to everybody that's been able to go out there and help with the situation. Now, let's get to the story of a pilot who was not able to fulfill his mission, the very same one we just saw on the screen. Check this out.
Back to the mountains, where remarkable stories of survival are now being shared days after Helene wreaked havoc in Carolina. But one Pageland man's efforts to help are now a source of controversy. He flew his own chopper on his own dime to help stranded victims, but that man says he abandoned his rescue missions after a fire official threatened to have him thrown in jail. Well, that man wants answers and turned to Queen City News Chief Investigator Jody Barr.
Won't even let you help.
What went wrong here?
This is the original post that I was reading when I decided to go up and help. It's a long post, but she's saying that her kids and family and animals are...
So somebody, looked like they put it on Facebook or something, somebody's talking about, hey,
I'm stranded.
basically,
I'm
it
stranded.
says, we are now in desperate need of the help, and I hope someone can. Does anyone have any leads or information to private mission, which, okay, helicopter, that's exactly what that is. Specifically helicopters. I need to get my family, dogs included, off this mountain.
Oh,
So you have
thank
a
you,
direct
Megan.
call for help. Civilian, American citizen, fellow patriot,
it.
I'm coming to help.
Thank you
But
so
somebody
much.
in the way. Let's keep on going.
Family and animals are trapped. No way out, no supplies, and the only way in or out is this accessible helicopter. Limited cell service and no water since Friday morning. I thought I have a helper and maybe I can help.
Jordan Sidham piled food and water into his helicopter Saturday and headed up toward Banner Elk. The only way through, a mountain in Lake Lure.
This is the mountain valley that you would have to fly to get to Black Mountain, where we were escorting people out. This is a mountain range, and this is a mountain range. The only place to fly through with bad visibility, low cloud coverage is Lake Lure.
The cries for help from people stranded without food, water, or
What the
electricity hit social media soon after the flooding last Friday.
My parents are stuck there. Their address is out. They are in the first
I don't know where my sauces are, y'all.
Please give me a call back. Thank you.
Sidham's phone
Oh, they're in the
started
door.
lighting up on Saturday with people begging for
Hey,
help.
Cat.
I could hear the desperation in her voice. This is multiple phone calls I've received like this, text messages.
Oh, so
You could hear people desperate for help.
Sidham and his son rescued 4 people on Saturday and spent the night in a nearby pilot's lounge, then decided to fly again Sunday morning.
I spoke with my son, which is my co-pilot. I said, hey, do you want to go back out and try to help today? And his response was, there's so many messages, I don't think we can't not go help.
Sidham and his son were headed up to Black Mountain. Flight tracking shows no flight restrictions in place Saturday or Sunday when Sidham flew through the Lake Lure Gap. But that was all about to change. The Sidham spotted an older couple waving for help, then landed in what's left of their driveway.
I want you to let me get in, out, and go out and help her in, put her bag in the back, get her strapped in. I'm going to take her out and come back. I'll take him, I'll come back, and then I'll get you, okay?
I originally.
So you see the plan, right? So he's in the helicopter with his son, with his boy, the co-pilot, and he's like, okay,
Avocado.
you got this elderly couple, husband and wife. You go out there and let's help get the wife in. I'll get her to safety. Then I'm gonna come back and get the husband. Then I'm gonna come back and get you. Makes sense to me.
Originally left my son co-pilot on the side of the mountain. It was kind of unstable, so I didn't want to put more weight in the helicopter to lift.
That's the black helicopter that I've been watching fly around.
I was just going to take.
I have videos of it.
At the time, and
I might have posted it.
The video talking through with the victims and with my son what we're going to do.
3 minutes away, Sidham spotted a group of rescuers just down the river. He landed and found someone in charge.
Told him my background experience, law enforcement.
Tuna and avocado tacos.
Pilot, he immediately started helping with coordination. He gave me radio frequencies to make with them on, set up a landing area for me to come back with the other victim. And in the middle of the whole conversation and then blocking the road off, I was greeted by at that time I didn't know, but Lake Lure fire chief, assistant chief maybe. And
now my thing is, okay, at this point, you're the small town fire chief. You need to get out the way, okay? This person clearly not doing anything dangerous. They're not causing harm. So there's no need for you to really get in the way and try to be, big tough guy and flex your muscle. This ain't the time for that. This is the time to let people come in and help.
A lot of flooding happened because the Lake Lure Dam broke. Nobody's even gave me money, so joke's on you. You're an idiot. Fucking haters. Hello, Dawn. Ignore the people that run their mouth in the
past 30 minutes, we just received more stunning images in the western part of the state.
The first image you'll see, this is from the Lake Lure Dam. The National Weather Service sent a warning here yesterday that the dam was at risk of failure. They ordered an immediate evacuation of the area. This next image shows an overhead view of the flooding. This is south of Asheville. Now, these pictures were taken by the North Carolina Wing Civil Air Patrol. It really puts it in perspective when you see it from the air there.
And it's damaged. Hold on one second. I can't eat and do this. People are so stupid. Yeah, I know. That's part of the problem. Everybody thinks that I make all this money. That's part of the problem. Trust me, I had the same thing happen when I was a stripper, honey. It's like, oh, she doesn't need any money. She probably makes more than enough because she's the prettiest girl in here. Yeah. The only one in the club that doesn't make money because you're the only one that doesn't suck dick. So the Occupational Safety and Health Administration is doing a thorough investigation into the people, the workers, the deaths of workers who worked at a plastic factory. Their higher ups, the foreman, said, you can't leave. You have to stay. When flooding started, they stayed and they drowned and died. And some of them have been missing for a week. Some workers said that they were only allowed to leave when the water had already flooded the parking lot. Imagine dying because your boss is an idiot. Y'all know I would have been the first one, like, not on my goddamn watch. If Bill wants to leave, Bill's leaving. I would have been the first damn one. Like, you want to leave, Bill? Okay, by all means, let me escort you. I would have been the first one saying, not today, Satan. These good folks want to leave. I mean, honestly, there wasn't too many places for them to go. The issue is that it seems like the general census from the people that work there is that they were not allowed to leave. They were forbidden from leaving, essentially, and it caused death. So if that's true, that's why they're doing an investigation. It's a little too wild tonight. It usually doesn't bother me, but it's a little too wild tonight. I can taste the fish. This flooding video, dude was at his computer and the glass just come flying in with the flood water. Yeah. That rain starts heading down the mountain. I agree, Mustang MG05, they really do, because time and time again, I've been in situations where I can tell I'm the smartest person in the room, and it's by default, you know? It's like they don't even recognize what they're doing is putting everybody's lives in danger. I've been in these situations. Hell, I was just in a Walmart. They had a tornado warning, locked us all in, and shoved us in the back of the store, but there was really no plan, and I really didn't like the plan that they had. And honestly, nobody knows what's going on anywhere anymore. What is up with that? Like, back in the day, somebody had an answer for you. You might have to go through 2 managers, a foreman, HR, college. You might have to go through several damn places, but eventually somebody would have an answer for you. It's not like that anymore. And it's to the point to where, have y'all noticed that people bullshit you along just so you'll be over the situation, so you'll get off the phone? Like, I put it, when they don't have an answer, they don't try to find an answer either. They're like, that's the end of the conversation. Like, for instance, you call your power's off. You're trying to figure out why. They don't know. It's saying, oh, well, we can get it back on for you. We can get a technician out to fix it, blah, 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 blah. They'll just be like, yeah, I don't have an answer for you. Have a nice day, and hang up. And that's not a great example. Workers were swept away by the floodwaters by what was then Tropical Storm Helene. Mission Hospital, which we were near, remember? We went over there looking for FEMA and the National Guard that were non-existent. I meant to tell you guys, I drove to go find a Planet Fitness, and on my way in from the highway, like coming down the highway, I finally started seeing military trucks. First ones I've seen since I've been here. They had crates of water. You can see big old water things. They also had trucks that look like gasoline trucks, but they're water trucks. It says portable on the side. So the military is finally coming today. 7 days after an event. People cannot find their family. People cannot find their children, their loved one, their grandparents, their uncles, their aunts, you know. And this administration is a joke. I mean, it's laughable. It is laughable. You say that you are going to come physically visit Asheville, see the people of Asheville. You say that you're going to come and see how bad the damage is so that you can, you know, reach your little heart out to the community of Asheville. You don't even step off the damn plane. No. You supposedly, allegedly, in my opinion, you didn't. You supposedly took to the air, took flight to see an aerial view of Asheville. Pathetic. Lies. It's all lies. He wasn't up in no damn plane. He's sitting on a beach somewhere eating damn chocolate ice cream. Like, his ass is somewhere he done sold his diaper. He ain't nowhere up in the damn sky. He's somewhere waiting on his mental health meds, because 5 o'clock is dinner time, 6 o'clock is meds, 7 o'clock is bedtime. It's insulting. It's insulting that he says that he's going to come here and visit. We all know that that's damn near impossible for him because he's so deteriorated. But it's insulting to come up with these lies and parade these lies in our face, just like the pictures from the FEMA website. Let me show you. It infuriates me because it's bullshit. I've been here. Let's see. Let me see if I can find you. Let's go. FEMA workers in Asheville. Is this it? Please have the pictures. I'm looking for the pictures. Hold on 1 second. I looked at one of these yesterday and it had the pictures of them pout stuff, and it just pisses me off because anyways, they throw these pictures up and they expect us to just be okay with these damn crappy pictures. They think that's supposed to say, yay, you got supplies to Asheville, but there's so much more. There's so much more. Here it is. It's the disaster relief. They're supposed to come bring water. They're supposed to bring food, MREs. And actually, they're supposed to have these pop-up bathrooms and showers. Any and everything to get their basic needs met is supposed to be readily available by FEMA and the National Guard. But also a catastrophe this big, you can't just handle something like this on a local level. You need so much help. I can't find the damn pictures now, and it's getting me mad because I know I saw them. It was like 6 pictures. They had one for each county that was hit, and it's literally some worker, not the National Guard because he's not in a uniform, but it's just some worker that is handing stuff off the back of a truck. And they expect to post those pictures on the FEMA website and us to just be content. Like, everything's fine. Still looking for these damn pictures. I wonder if it would be FEMA Live. There we go. No. I'm not even seeing it on their page now unless it's in their newsroom, and I don't see it. They had pictures up here, and it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Flying overhead is not good enough. This is not what, but that's what a regular civilian can do. The president, this administration, is in a place of power. They are supposed to go above and beyond to ensure that the citizens are taken care of. And once again, what did I say? I said this is going to be just like Maui. And what did they say? You get $750. That's what you get. So it says, so that's what I heard too. So now we're going to look into whether or not the dams broke. Because I heard that the levee broke, that dams broke. It says, despite rumors, this is a question from the Citizen Times. Despite rumors that multiple dams in East Tennessee and western North Carolina have burst, dams across are holding after the significant rainfall from Helene. Lake Lure Dam in Rutherford County, North Carolina, previously had water flowing over it and around the dam, disrupting roadways and causing failure. Local officials previously issued an evacuation warning on Friday, but as of Saturday, the flow rate has since been controlled and traffic is allowed in the area. Despite a warning from the Cook County Mayor Rob Mathis that the Waterville Dam suffered a catastrophic failure, the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency confirmed that the dam was holding. Why is everybody making up all these rumors about dams? I thought I had 3 people tell me the same story. Like, damn, at that point it's verified, you know what I mean? Like, the Noli-Chucky Dam, it's N-O-L-I, I see a crumb out of the corner of my eye. N-O-L-I, Chucky, Noli-Chucky, in Greene County, crest Saturday, reaching 8 feet over the record elevation, but it did not burst. And in Haywood County, Walters Dam was confirmed to be held through Helene after major flooding in the area. So what caused it? Just so much water came down the mountain? Oh my God, look at this. Yeah, the next one won't make it. There was a video of a dam breaking. I know, that's what I saw too. Me too. I saw it too, see. Yeah, it's very heavy too. Look at that. That's just exactly where I just was. I mean, it's devastating. I just feel like these people that are now homeless should have some kind of plan. And it doesn't seem like really have a plan for them. And that's scary. So Mission Hospital, that's what I was about to say. Mission Hospital said that they are facing what could be months without a steady water supply. The only solution for Mission Hospital was to dig a well. Huh? What? Wait a second. Hold the fuck up. No. No, they're not. Is this for real right now? Y'all. We are in the biggest financial crisis of where'd they get the money to build? Isn't this convenient? So it says, this is from, who is this from? A nurse at the hospital, not the one. So one of the nurses said the entire water infrastructure to the area was obliterated. How convenient when we have hundreds, if not that, people now homeless. Oh, that was another thing. Mayorkas got on the news and said that the reason they couldn't jump action is because FEMA is broke. Hold on. Mayorkas talking about FEMA being broke. Oh, damn it. It's not going to work. Hold on. No, I don't want to. Let me back in. Hold on. Who said today FEMA is broke? You cannot make this shit up. Yeah, it was Mayorkas said Wednesday that there is not enough money available for the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is FEMA, to meet the needs of communities affected by Hurricane Helene. But you're over here giving more money to Ukraine. When's the last time we gave money to Ukraine? May 10th of 24, Congress has approved $175 billion of emergency support for Ukraine. Since 2022, $50 billion has been sent to Ukraine in direct military equipment. We just giving our military away. Do you not get it? I don't care that it's old equipment. I don't give a crap. It's still equipment that worked. We already don't have a damn military because nobody's re-enlisting. Now we don't have damn military equipment. Billions. $53 billion worth of equipment. That's a lot of damn equipment. Maybe give them a few pieces, not the whole damn arsenal. This is wild. It's just devastating. Who is being a nuisance? I don't even read them. If it looks like they're idiots, I just block it. I ain't got time for this shit today. Thank you, Nick Knack. You're right. And no, it's actually more than that. I have the numbers right here in front of me. It's double of that. And this is from the Committee for Responsible Budgeting. Congressional approval Ukraine aid totals $175 billion with the recent passage of the National Security Supplementals. Congress has now approved nearly $175 billion of aid and military assistance to support Ukraine. This was in May. And y'all said, somebody told me today that they were going to... Yes, I know smart flooring solutions because it's not going to your country. I can show you exactly where it's going. You want to take a try? I can show you where the money is if you want to take a trip to Dubai. And you know, when I this story last year, nobody wanted to talk about it. So Zelensky has a buddy. What is that fucker's name? Let's see if I can find it. So I broke this back in January of this year. I told you guys that he had a business partner whose name he was putting assets in. He purchased a $17 million condo in... Oh, where did it go? Oh, come back. No, but come back. So President Zelensky actually purchased a $17 million condo. He has a business partner. I think his name's Faudy. I might be wrong. What he does is, the year prior to buying the condo, they actually purchased 2 or 3 multi-million-dollar yachts, and they put them in Faudy's name, who is like a brother to Zelensky. It's one of his business partners. See if I can find the story. And I broke this story last year. At the beginning of the year, I told you guys about this. This is where the money's going. Absolutely. They're all buying real estate all over the world. You know, Zelensky's getting richer. He's had more than... I have no doubt that they're fighting a war, but at what cost? Because I'm here to tell you that it's like the American people are the cost. The families that can't pay their rent. The children that are going hungry at school. At what cost? So, Faudy was his name, if I'm saying it right. This was back February 9th of 24. This was written by the BRICS. It's BRICS portal. And it looks like that it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa all rolled into one. A news company, okay? I don't remember how much the yachts were, but it was near what you're saying, I believe, Knick-Knack, because it is near what you were saying. It says the leader of the Ukrainian opposition, blah, 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 revealed that Ukrainian President Zelensky is preparing to flee the country after acquiring a luxury apartment in Dubai valued at almost $17 million. This is another example of how Zelensky continues to enjoy a high-end lifestyle despite his people's suffering. Now, this is a modest 600 square meter apartment. And it's by the sea. Now, when I talked about this last year, I also had, there's a on this somewhere, and there's also a video on it that I did, and it talks about following the money and the fact that they bought these yachts and they transferred them. They bought them through a third party, which is his business partner. I have doubt that that was an attempt to see if they could hide the money. The yachts was the first attempt to see if they could hide the money. Then the condo in Dubai, the $17 million property that he now owns, when he got by with it, nobody said anything, you know. And if they don't see consequences for actions. So here it says the Ukrainian president registers properties and companies abroad through Shifree. That must be the guy's name. I don't know why I thought it was Doty. That must be another story of scammers. So this is the guy, his close friend, to whom he transferred all the assets. Y'all, this is wild. All of his assets and tax havens before the 2019 presidential election. So this says that President Zelensky transferred all of his property over to his friend we're going to call him Scherfer. In November of 23, it emerged that Scherfer and his brother Boris bought 2 yachts for a total value of $75 million. There we go. You were close. You just needed to almost double it. This is crazy. So it says the opposition alleged that the luxury apartment in Dubai was registered in the name of his friend Scherfer, and the deal was closed on December 22nd. Now, this was according to the, quote, Dubai Land Department. So Dubai has like a register of deeds or a clerk of court, and they have, you can find all of the titles and deeds and all of that there. Now, this information was from the Dubai Land Department. So this is it sounds to be a government affiliated agency. Now, this story was written saying that he was going to flee. I never thought he was going to flee. I thought that he was hiding money. I thought that he was trying to see what he could get by with. And I find it interesting that, of course, Fact Check has a story on this saying that this is not true. If you don't know, the media lies. If you don't know, these websites lie. Wikipedia, Google, they lie. They're bold-faced liars. And so, therefore, Fact Check is included in that. We have more information coming out from people that do their own investigative journalism than anywhere else nowadays. It's really sad. Yes, these immigrants are more comfortable in our own country than us. Absolutely. No, I do not want you. No. What is wrong with people? Are they for real right now? Are they for real? Oh, he thinks I'm an investigative journalist. Did you see that? He's making kinds of assumptions. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, you know what they ain't eat over here? Geese. You know what we saw over here? Geese and duck. There's lots of geese and duck. Tons of. So he owns, the president of Ukraine owns a $35 million home in Florida. He has $1.2 billion in overseas bank accounts. He owns 50 homes, 3 private planes, and a monthly income of $11 million. Why is no one questioning where our aid goes? Now, this was a post that was in February on Instagram. And that's when Fact Check stand and said, this is false, this is false, this is false. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Hey, Baron. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the sticker buy. Or the super thanks. I can't tell them apart. I can't tell them apart. Then why do they need money? Why do they need more money? Without a doubt, the apartment in Dubai can't even deny that, you know what I mean? Because of the property records. So regardless, if he owns a house in Florida or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. The fact that he is buying property in the middle of a war tells me all that I need to know. And I don't care if he bought a damn mule off of damn Johnny down the road. He's supposed to be fighting for his country, not out here making business deals and cruising around on yachts, which is what he has been doing. And he has been fighting as well, but that's kind of died down, don't you think? When the war first started, he was all gung-ho, let me get out here and fight for my nation. We're not really seeing of that anymore. He just comes out with his hand out and a fresh shirt on saying, we need more money, we need more money, we need more equipment, we need more weapons. Like, and people talk about me. Give me a break. So as of this evening, as of 4:15, 30 minutes ago, at least 204 people are known to be dead that have perished from Hurricane Helene. We talked about a married couple earlier who died in bed together. They had a tree that fell. They died together. They were high school sweethearts, had been together for decades. Also, there is a confirmed missing person. And I say that because there's tons of missing people, but we don't know at what stages they're missing. Have they been found, or that their family's still looking for them? Were they able to reunify? We don't know. But there is one woman that they actually have a whole search team on the ground for. Her name is Ashley. Lord have mercy. Where'd my little thing go? Ashley. Oh, it's Kim Ashby. And she's out of Avery County. She's a missing school teacher. And they are hunting by the Elk River searching for her. They don't know if dead or alive. I hope that she is alive. Because when they were describing her, it seems like she was the type of woman that give, which is why she was a school teacher. And so this is even more heartbreaking. It seems like the worst things happen to the best people. Thank you, Byron. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't speak English. Thank you so much. I'm trying to go down. There we go. So it says, what we know, this is from NBC News, which is not my favorite, but we'll take it. At least 204 people are known to have died as a result of the destruction brought by Hurricane Helene since it made landfall in Florida a week ago. I think the craziest part is that it got all the way up that mountain. Once it got over the mountain, it was just a disaster, y'all. It was like a fish bowl that filled up, and there was nowhere for water to go. And it's horrific. More than half of the deaths were in North Carolina, which is where I'm at, where the entire communities were destroyed by several feet of fast-moving water. And they said when it came, it came. They said that it went from like raining to all of a sudden feet of water. We're talking 2, 3, 4 feet. And the next thing you know, before you can even make it out the door, you're floating and you can't touch the bottom anymore. There was a couple who decided to stick out the storm because most of the people evacuated. A lot of them evacuated. A lot of people thought it was going to pass over. Nothing like this has ever took place before, and they thought it was going to pass over, so they stayed. There was a married couple between Swannanoa and Black Mountain. They stayed in their house, and they recounted. I ended up stopping because I had seen that guy out there for 2 days, and y'all, it was killing me. And there's a trailer park there where his house had gotten laid down, and all of the whole trailer park was destroyed. And I was just like, I gotta stop. And this is the second person that I met that was searching for their house. Like, they left their home, they evacuated, and they come back and their house was gone. And so they were searching and riding all over the county looking for their damn house. I'm laughing because it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I know I left that son of a bitch here, but where did he go? Seriously, it's crazy. This couple, though, they said we're going to stick it out. And I have the video. I need to post the full interview. It's about 7 minutes long. You can hear him recount what happened and how fast the water came. But they're in their house, and the next thing you know, the house is off the foundation. The house is floating down the road. He said they were up to their necks in water as the house floated down the main road. So crazy. So as hundreds are still missing, and officials have reported difficulties in identifying some of the dead. I listened to a helicopter rescue pilot talk about how they need body bags because FEMA is getting in their way. That's not what he said. He kind of said that. He said that FEMA was getting in their way of gen rescue. And then they started talking about the fact that they needed body bags. It was one of the things on the list of needs in this area, so that we can give all of the dead a proper burial, you know. Listen to how they wrote this. Listen to how they wrote this. Joe Biden visited North Carolina yesterday and announced that up to 1,000 active duty soldiers will join North Carolina's National Guard in delivering supplies, food, water to isolated communities. They make it sound like he was out here handing out stuff himself. I like how they just throw that in there. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the lies of the media. It really sets me off. Yeah, he visited. He did an aerial round around in the sky. That was it. He did not come to actually get out here and see the damage firsthand. He looked at it from a helicopter, which is pathetic. Hey, Tabby. What is going on? No, I shadow block anyone talking shit. It's as simple as that. I can't help your sloon. Like, I shadow ban anyone who is talking shit. And matter of fact, I wish I block you permanently. And damn, Tabby, I thought you were my friend. Look at you over here being fake as fuck. You're the exact type of person I talk about every day. Please kick rocks. Please unsubscribe. We don't need no fakeness over here. That's part of the reason I'm even in this situation, is because I've had nothing but fake people in my entire life. Fakes. So Joe Biden did visit. He did visit, but all he did was take an aerial view of the ground, which is really hard. I would assume that that would be really hard to see a lot of the damage. Now, you can definitely see the mud, but I'm talking about the structural damage. You need to be on the ground to see the impact to these houses, the ones that are half standing. So it says, if you would like to help donate to survivors of Helene, several organizations, including the Red Cross and the National Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster, are seeking assistance from the public. Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't be a felon. So it says, let me see, there's a new update. Let me see what it says. Yeah, but it's not the same, in my opinion. You have to be on the ground to see this. I've been up on the mountains and looked out, and you can see some of the damage, but you can't really get a good feel for it till your boots on the ground and you're walking down the road looking at this damage. It's a whole different feeling than seeing it from the sky. And in my opinion, he never come out here. Biden didn't come out here. If you believe that for a moment, then you're probably going to vote for Harris. If you think for a minute that Joe Biden was on an airplane anywhere over North Carolina, that makes you crazy. I can promise you that that never took place. Because initially he said he was coming to systems himself. Then supposedly the trip was canceled, citing that was too strenuous for him. Cannot make this shit up. Then I hear that he's in the sky, and I see the helicopter, you know, but I don't know if he was on it. It's the only military helicopter that's been in the area since I got here. So one can only assume that that's our president up there, supposedly, or even or they're just driving it around to say that he was on it, so that people think that he gives a fuck. It's such bullcrap. So it says bottled water, generators, oxygen, insulin. These are all things that are extremely needed, including food. Every time they get a shipment of food in, it's gone. It's gone. People, you know, the fact, hold on, I found something where they were saying they dropped millions of meals, and I was just like, dude, do you not understand that each human eats 3 meals a day, 7 days a week? Like, they go missing. Like, food is scarce, and there's a lot of churches that are set up, giving out sandwiches, giving out hot meals. These meals are being cooked, I'm assuming, in other locations and brought to the church to be handed out, because there's several churches that I've visited that are flooded, and there's a good chance that they're never going to be able to reopen. I talked to one guy, there's a short, and he says I said, did the whole church flood? I'm getting better with my questioning. Just give me time. I should have said, is the church condemned? That's what I should have said. Or are you going to be able to open back up? And that's what I said, but he said that the whole bottom was flooded, and they don't know if they'll be able to open back up and have service there. If it was not for churches and the Red Cross and people coming in from out of state to help the community of Asheville, they would have crumbled. This is the type of accident, the type of natural disaster where FEMA should have been on the ground immediately. By Sunday. That's 2 days later. By Sunday, at the very least, they should have been there. But as Mayorkas has said today, the Homeland Security Secretary, he said that there's not enough money available for the Federal Emergency Management Agency to meet the needs of the communities affected by Hurricane Helene. Which is a joke. It's a joke. But you got money to go on vacation, Mayorkas. You got money to damn buy a house, Mayorkas. More than what most Americans have. This was 20 hours ago. It's out of ABC News, which also is not my favorite, but we'll take it. It says Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the agency tasked with helping communities recover from Hurricane Helene and other natural disasters not have enough money to make it through the hurricane season.
Can I have your youth?
Sure.
Can't make this shit up.
Keep eating.
Oh, my camera's like dirty.
Live here now.
Best day ever.
To the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
All right, we gotta think about getting out of here, because this is gonna be...
Oh my God. What the heck?
James, you all right, bro?
Was that it? Oh. At least 189 confirmed dead. Hundreds are still missing. This is where I was.
The United States, the nation has your back. The nation has your back. We're not leaving to your back and your feet completely.
Oh my God. That's what it say.
Fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
This is all about Trump. I'm talking about the storm. I don't care about their battle. I care about the people that are out here literally dying. So it says that Mayorkas told reporters Wednesday that there's not enough funding to make it through the hurricane season. So now that you done gave all of our money away to countries, stole what you wanted, now you're going to ask the American people for donations? I mean, I'm just saying that that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me, honey. I'm putting two and two together. I'm ahead of the curve. That's all I'm saying. Is that they're absolutely going to expect the American people to come out of their pocket and give donations to FEMA. And you got to be one dumbass to do that. Because that money is not going to go to people that need it. And I had a guy leave a comment on a short asking where you donate. And at this point, the only trusted agency that I've seen has been the Red Cross. Those are the ones that went out, got people, started shuffling them in to where they had cots set up, medical providers, doctors, nurses. I saw their center. We've been there for 2 days. It was the first center that I first got here. You can go back and find those clips. There was a T-Mobile van out there that was supplying Wi-Fi to people who had come off the mountain that had been rescued. They had toilets. They had just set up showers yesterday. This morning, I actually stayed overnight there. There was a Red Cross volunteer that I walked up to and was like, hey, do you think it'll be a problem if I stay overnight in the parking lot? I'm a van lifer. He says, oh, me too. He's like, I've been a van lifer for 5 years and I can't tell you. He says, I can't tell you that you can park in the parking lot. He says, but this is where I park when I stay here. And he told me, and I went over there and I slept. It was fine. I got up this morning to go in there and use the bathroom. And there was 3 guys out there. And they're like, are you registered here? And I'm like, oh God, now I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Somebody come save me. I wanted to crawl in a porta potty and die. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not. But I really gotta use the bathroom. So if you don't mind, he let me go use the bathroom. But like, my point is that's the Red Cross. That's the only people that have been boots on the ground, other than people who have flew and drove from state to bring materials, water, food, stuff like that. And every time they get food, you guys, it's gone within hours. Like, there was, hold on, let me see if we can find out how many grocery stores there were. There were not many. There, maybe in the entire town, maybe like 8. Not even that many, maybe. But they all, their merchandise, when the storm hit, all of it got ruined. The power went out. And only like 2 grocery stores even operating. It sucks because these people are not going to have power for weeks. So there's the Harris Teeter and the Trader Joe's, the Fresh Market. Most of those are closed. I do think that Harris Teeter was open 2 days ago. I don't know if they are. The Fresh Markets have been closed. Trader Joe's has been closed. So at this point, it's all Ingalls. The one on Tunnel Road has been open. The Publix was closed. I don't know if they're back open. So the one on, sorry, the one on Haywood Road was closed the other day. The Ingalls. That's the one that they had blocked and guarded by cops, which was so weird. So it looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it looks like they have quite a bit, but there's only 3 of them open. And that ranges different stores and locations every day. When I went the other day to stand in line for my groceries, there was 4 open in the entire city. And look, this much area. This is all of their grocery stores. I know that this looks like it's all close together, but it is not. It is very far apart. It is miles and miles and miles. Unless you have a car, you ain't going to be able to access groceries. It will take days to walk into the city, okay? So this is what I'm trying to explain. This is how hard it is for people to get food. Now, only 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of these are even open. When I went the other day, there was only 4 of them in the entire area open. That is making it harder for people to go and buy groceries. You can't just go and purchase things. You can't just go and just purchase things. You have to wait in line. So the way that it works, I stood in line for an hour. I talked to a bunch of ladies that were there. I talked to a guy. I was just kind of chatting people up to see what was going on in the area, get the general census on how they feel about everything. No one is happy about the treatment of Asheville people when it comes to the federal government not stepping up and being there for them. Places such as Swannanoa, North Carolina, does not even have a mayor. They don't have anyone, you know what I mean? That's when you have the federal government step in. Like, we don't have a sheriff's department. We ain't got no first responders. Like, you know, like, somebody's got to come and help us. So who's it going to be? And they do have a prison, but we talked to a guy earlier, and he said that there was no mayor in Swannanoa. I got it on camera. You can go find it. And he also said that they didn't have like a regular sheriff's department and none of that. Like, that they weren't prepared for all of this because they didn't have the I wonder where he was from, because this is saying that Swannanoa does have a mayor, and it says who governs the town along with 5-member town council. What is down the road from Swannanoa? I wish it was a weeds vape. What is down the road? When you get to where the landing pad was on the right, if you're going over the bridge, going into Swannanoa, it's a small bridge. There's a Harley Davidson shop right there on the right. If you bust that left at the light and go down, what is down there? What city is down there? Hold on one second. Let me find a map. Is that Woofin? No. Oh, it'd be like Wilson. Okay. Okay. So it says they have, I don't know where the guy was talking about. He was on live earlier, you guys, and y'all heard him say, there's no mayor, there's no sheriff, there's nobody here. So I don't know where he was talking about, but this is the area that was hit the most in the dark blue. And you can see county after county where it went up the coast, right in the central part of Well, you know what I mean. It's really sad, dude. Yeah, Wilson. It's right next to Swananoa. It's right before you come out. Going towards into Asheville. Like before you get to Oakley. Yeah, Fairview is the one that also got destroyed, right? Let me look. It's on the outskirts. And it got hit hard, just like Biltmore Village. I can show you pictures of Biltmore Village. Yes, Fairview. Biltmore Village is destroyed. So this just came out at 4. It says North Carolina residents fight for their survival as basic goods become scarce. So this is the residents explain dire need for water, power, and cell phone service. This is not over. That's what I'm trying to explain to people, is that even though it happened a week ago, we are still in the rescue operations part. Like, we can't even, they are still saving people and trying to get debris off of the roads so that they can get to people. So it says those affected by Hurricane Helene are now more than 5 days without necessities, including water, gas, power, and cell phone service. Someone said, this is a retired Asheville native. They've already had people doing some minor looting in the area because there's no power. So it's just a free-for-all at this point. There's no traffic signals. There are not enough police officers. They're afraid, and people are getting on the edge. In Fairview, a suburb of Asheville, hit hard by floodwaters and mudslides after the worst of Helene Friday morning. Residents drove around the grocery store parking lots asking others where they got water, gasoline, and food. That was the meetup spot, was the damn Ingalls. Due to the lack of electricity and cell service, locals are unable to communicate to find where these necessities are. Communication with loved ones and emergency personnel is also spotty, and residents are relying on temporary cell service towers that have been set up in select locations. Now, let me tell you, because I had to go to these select locations. They are very hard to get to. Very, very hard to get to. Not only that, I got lucky at A&B Technical College, and they had a T-Mobile hotspot out there for a day, my first day there. So that helped me out. But when it comes to finding these cell towers, it's very hard. And even listening to 99.9, which is supposed to get you connected with all of the resources in your area, it's still not as easy as just rolling up and finding one. You got to get an address, and then you're going to have a treacherous hike, and it's probably 30 miles up the damn road. It's a pain. If you don't have a car, you're not going to make it out here. Wow, more than 1,000 people in Buncombe County remain unaccounted for. That's Asheville. When was this written? Yesterday. It says Hurricane Helene made landfall in Florida's Big Bend Thursday night with winds up to 140 miles an hour, storm surges that killed more than 100 people in several states. And my assumption that North Carolina was the worst hit, today, from all of the news reports, my fears have been confirmed. Somehow, through the death toll, and the loss of power, I was able to put 2 and 2 together and see a pattern of the death toll. Does that make any sense at all? I could see how many were affected by the power outages, and also by how many people out of the 130 that died the other day, 40 of those, and it might have been like 90 that died, and 40 of them were out of Asheville. So if it was hit in 5 states and 40 of the 80 or 90 were out of North Carolina, then that means that the most damage was done there, more than likely, due to the fact that more people have died there. We have more people dying in that area. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to make the way that I'm able to pick up on patterns. I'm trying to tell y'all how I pick up on these patterns. And that's how I knew that it was worse in North Carolina than anywhere else. The death toll and the power outages. Let's see here. It says, at this point, we need like 5,000 active duty National Guard on the ground, and we also need FEMA to set up their pop-up showers and bathrooms so people have somewhere to use the bathroom. You would not believe it is impossible to find somewhere to use the bathroom. Impossible. These people need hot meals, they need cots, they need housing. They're on the streets, the shelters are full. This is not right. They have paid taxes. This is exactly what the government is for. So it says at least 2 grocery stores in Fairview have been broken into as of Monday. A local Ingles grocery store and Dollar General operated cash only with employees stationed at the front door. What they're doing is they're not allowing you to go in and get all of your goods. They're locking the door when they let you in, and they unlock the door to let you out. They let the next person in and they lock the door. They go with you as you do your grocery shopping. Very interesting conversations you have with these people while you're doing this. Can I just say, yeah, they follow you around the store. Everything you touch, they put on a list. When you go to leave, you go to the front, and they have somebody that's there with a cash box to give you change. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. They're completely off the grid when it comes to technology and internet and all of that. And so they can't even give gas in a lot of gas stations. The majority of places are closed. If you go on a busy strip, let's say it's a mile, a busy strip, let's say there was 100 businesses on that road. There might be 1 or 2 actually open. And that's a new thing that just started taking place yesterday. Before yesterday, when I initially got here, there was nothing open. Nothing. So it says that the Dollar Tree of the Dollar General was open with only employees, with employee station at the door. Employees would retrieve a select amount of items a customer wanted and write the item's serial number on a piece of paper. That's even more difficult than what I experienced at Ingles. It says there are food donation locations set up, but residents do not know where to find them unless they've heard by word of mouth. You go to the city, and as you're driving, you see all of these boards and all of these pieces of papers strapped to the windows of businesses telling you that they are closed until the middle of October. For instance, I went by Planet Fitness to take a shower because I haven't had one in 2 or 3 days. And so I get over there, and on the door, it says will not be open until like the 2nd week of October. And I think it was like the 6th or the 7th. I don't know. That's the first week of October. But you know what I mean. But it's crazy. Going downtown, they also, anywhere that has supplies, you'll see those boards, and it'll say water, supplies, hot meals, cold meals at this location, at this church. Once again, unless you have a car, it is going to be impossible to seek out those water and food location sites, donation sites. John Nazarovich, a brewer in Fairview, showed Fox News Digital the remnants of a home that had floated down the river during the storm. Large pieces of metal from the house were wrapped around trees. That's because everything flooded. So when the water started coming in, the rivers started to rise. That water went over the rivers and bank where you would stand and look out at the river, the water is over that. The next thing you know, the water's in trailer parks. The water's in businesses. The water was everywhere. The whole city was underwater. Horrific. Literally one of my worst fears. Now people, something that I've started to notice is that people are panicking about work because they still have bills. Even though their car got ruined by flood water, unfortunately, they still have it. So now people are wondering when they're going to be able to work. I can't imagine. I wonder if there's a deductible with homeowners insurance. Let's see. A lot of people going to be looking for money for their houses, especially, God, what was his name? The couple that floated down the river in their house that I met today. God, he said it on a video. I got to post it. Yes, home insurance policies typically have a deductible, which is the amount of money you pay out of pocket before your insurance company pays for the rest of the damage. A standard deductible, a fixed dollar amount, usually between $500 to $2,000. Percentage deductible, a percentage of your home's insured value, usually between 1 and 10% that you pay for specific claims like hurricanes or hail. Jesus Christ. Also, there's a disaster deductible, a deductible for policies that cover earthquakes and floods. These people were already paycheck to paycheck. They ain't got no damn $2,000, $1,500 now. They ain't got it. What they did have is now gone because they've been on their own for 7 days just to find food and water. So what, if you ain't got it, you ain't getting it fixed? Yup, that's how that works. Exactly. Exactly. And I did read that FEMA only covers up to $41,000. $42,000. That's the most you can get out of them if your home is destroyed. If you're living in $1 million mansion, they don't give a crap. You better hope you had a homeowner's insurance and you got that deductible, baby. Because otherwise, you're screwed. If you've been living paycheck to paycheck, barely making it, living on Social Security, and you ain't got a damn extra $100 in the bank, you're screwed. It's such a screwed up process. I did see on a Reddit feed that some guy made some hurricane claims. He said that he lost all the food in his freezer, which is an ample, like that's a sufficient reason. FEMA does cover that. If you have a drop freezer and it's full of food and it goes bad, FEMA will give you for your food that went bad. But this guy was on Reddit saying that he made the claim on, I don't remember, maybe over the weekend, maybe Sunday or Monday. Anyways, yesterday I read it and it said that they had already approved that claim. He said they initially denied it. He put it back through or contested it or whatever. And then the following morning he woke up and the money was in his bank account. Must be nice. I wish I had that kind of luck. I just want money that's owed to me. That. I wanted to show you guys Biltmore Village. I really hate that I can't get served in these places. It like infuriates me because I should have asked Elon for Starlink. Seriously, I should send him out and be like, hey, I need a Starlink like really bad. Like really bad. Like I'm gonna lose my truck unless I find the internet. It's pretty dire, Elon. Okay, I'll take a flame torch or a torch blower, flamethrower, or wireless internet. Whatever you got laying around. So, Biltmore Village was the historic district of Biltmore Estate, which is of Asheville, I'm sorry. Oh, it's so sad. It says one of Western North Carolina's most popular tourist attractions and historic sites has closed its doors due to excess damage to the property from Tropical Storm Helene. Biltmore has not released images or updates on specific damage, but a September 30th statement on the estate's website read, quote, due to significant flooding, impassable roads, and spread power outages in our region, Biltmore is temporarily closed. I wonder if the estates got damaged. Now, this was historic Biltmore. There's a huge house here. If you've never been, oh my God, y'all, it's beautiful. That was it. That was it. Y'all really just post one picture? The news just ain't newsing no more. You know what I mean? They just do the bare minimum. They really do. It makes me so frustrated. I wonder if what was that? My car just moved. Yeah, definitely don't be sending shit to the federal government. That's a waste of money. That'll never go to help people. Anything that goes to the government goes missing. Let's see if Biltmore was hit. Ugh. Heavily damaged by floodwaters. It says, I'm going to cut these off since there's no one that's smart enough to add to the conversation in the chat. If you're one of my regular followers and I missed your comment, I'm sorry to you. But as you can see, the general public keeps giving their children cell phones. So we're going to cut that off. It says the estate itself is a major tourist attraction. I've been to Biltmore several times. It's a beautiful area. You want to go Christmas, fall, spring. Summer is a little hot to be walking around this property. Built over the course of 6 years, beginning in 1889, the sprawling 250-room mansion features more than 4 acres of floor space that guests can explore and immerse themselves in the history of the legacy left by George Washington Vanderbilt II. Vanderbilt, a native of Staten Island in New York, chose the rolling hills near Asheville to become his country home. Damn, Mr. Vanderbilt, you got some money. Even for 1889, that's wild. The house is huge. As of October 1st, the estate itself remains closed to the public. However, the extent of any damage done to the Biltmore mansion or nearby buildings is not yet evident. While they're saying that they can get the estate assessed, it says that the estate management said the entire area of the mansion and associated property would be closed through October 15th because of the flooding, impassable roads, blah, 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 no power. I thought they were saying that they had to get money. To assess the property to see if it was still... I'll show you the property. This is the property. It's a beautiful home. It's historic. for this area. And it's one of the most beautiful homes I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. And it's got all of this beautiful history in it. Look at that. They don't make it like that no more, baby. They just don't. Beautiful, huge property. I'm glad that it seems to be okay. I'm wondering if they'll have to do any kind of restoration given the circumstances, floodwater getting in there and stuff. I'm sure there's carpet in certain places, and it's a beautiful house. So that's Biltmore Estates. That's in my area. That's in the Asheville area. That is a beautiful house that was built in the 1800s. I mean, you gotta have some money. You know what I mean? So I want to switch over to this guy's story. Apparently there's a guy. Y'all remember I told you there was that couple that flew from another state. They brought a plane. It was a blue plane. I'm about to show you. Couple threatened with arrest for helping Asheville. This is the world we live in. Whoa, what is this? Hold on one second. Side note. Where's the radio? I don't see no one. Do you see a woman?
I don't know. Who is that? That's a house. Oh. That's another house. It's gonna hit the house.
What are they talking about? Hold on, let me get through this. It says that they rescue a woman out of this river. Damn, he's bleeding. Okay, I see what's going on. Let's back up. So this house is being washed away. Do you see the house right there? Let me turn it up so you can hear it. Oh, it's moving. Jump. They're telling her to jump. Jesus freaking Christ. Do you hear the trees cracking?
Oh, good. Maybe it'll just stay right there.
It's not gonna stay there, Karen. I think he's in that damn house, you guys. Unless he done floated down the river.
She's here? I hear the lights. She's in the water right there.
Oh my God, she's floating down the river. Ma'am, at what point do you think now that you should have evacuated? Jesus. That house is coming soon. Y'all need to hurry before that son of a bitch breaks loose and is floating down. Bless his heart. He's out there in the water trying to get this poor old lady. He's half handicapped himself. I mean, he's 90. Did bro just flip out the canoe? Jesus Christ. Who is this? WRL. This was in Wake County. Eddie Hunnell?
Oh, we got it.
Hunnell? Good for you, Eddie.
Where's the road? Where is the road? Who is? They have it.
Gosh.
What is her husband's name? Yell at her husband. He should be over there. Yell at him that we got her.
Oh, wow. All right, Susan, what did we learn? What did we learn? Leave the damn house before it starts washing down the river. Lord, have mercy. What were we looking for? Oh, look at this. This is it. This is it.
Back to the mountains, where remarkable stories of survival are now being shared days after Helene wreaked havoc in North Carolina. But one Pageland man's efforts to help are now the source of controversy. He flew his own chopper on his own dime to help stranded victims. But that man says he abandoned his rescue missions after a fire official threatened to have him thrown in jail. Well, that man now wants answers and turned to Queen City News Chief Investigator Jody Barr to help figure out what went wrong here.
This is the original post that I was reading when I decided to go up and help. It's a long post, but she's saying that her kids and family and animals are trapped. No way out, no supplies, and the only way in or out is accessible by helicopter. Limited cell service and no water since Friday night. I thought I have a helicopter and maybe I can help.
Jordan Sidham piled food and water into its helicopter Saturday and headed up toward Banner Elk, the only way through a mountain gap in Lake Lure.
This is the mountain valley that you would have to fly to get to Black Mountain, where we were escorting people out. This is a mountain range, and this is a mountain range. The only place to fly through with bad visibility, low cloud coverage, is Lake Lure.
The cries for help from people stranded without food, water, or electricity hit social media soon after the flooding last Friday.
So my parents are stuck there. Their address is banner out. They are in the first condo. If you receive this, please give me a call back. Thank you.
Sidham's phone started lighting up on Saturday with people begging for help.
I mean, I could hear the desperation in her voice. This is multiple phone calls I've received like this, voicemails, text messages, and you could hear people desperate for help.
Sidham and his son rescued 4 people on Saturday and spent the night in a nearby pilot's lounge, then decided to fly again Sunday morning.
I spoke with my son, which is my co-pilot. I said, hey, do you want to go back out and try to help today? And his response was, there's so many messages, I don't think we can't not go help.
Sidham and his son were headed up to Black Mountain. Flight tracking shows no flight restrictions in place Saturday or Sunday morning when Sidham flew through the Lake Lure Gap. But that was all about to change. The Sidham spotted an older couple waving for help, then landed in what's left of their driveway.
Hey, I want you to let me get in. You step out and go out. Help her in. Put her bag in the back. Get her strapped in. I'm going to take her down. Come back. I'll take him. I'll come back, and then I'll get you, okay?
I originally left my son, co-pilot, on the side of the mountain. It was kind of unstable, so I didn't want to put more weight in the helicopter to lift back off, so I left my son with the other victim, and I was just going to take one person down at the time, and you could hear me in the video talking through with the victims and with my son what we were going to do.
3 minutes away, Sidham spotted a group of rescuers just down the river. He landed and found someone in charge.
Told him my background experience, law enforcement, firefighting, pilot. He immediately started helping with coordination. He gave me radio frequencies to coordinate with them on, set up a landing area for me to come back with the other victim. And in the middle of the whole conversation and them blocking the road off, I was greeted by the, at that time I didn't know, but Lake Lure fire chief or assistant chief maybe, and he shut down the whole operation. So at that point, I felt like...
So FEMA is not on the ground. The National Guard has not been saving anyone. And this guy has a plane, and him and his son do rescue operations together. They did this time. And they were rescuing people. And while they were on the ground, Lake Lure fire chief comes up and says, you have to suspend all rescue operations. What the hell is going on?
Felt like the conversation wasn't going any further. And again, he asked me to leave, and I said, hey, I have no problem getting out of your area. If that's what you want us to do, we'll leave, no issue. At that point, I asked him, you know, what was the reason I had to leave them there? And he said, again, you're interfering with my operation. I just need you to get out of the area. I said, sir, I don't know where you were trained at, but I know how my training is, and I'm not going to leave personnel behind. I'm going back to get my co-pilot. He said, if you turn around and go back up the mountain, you're going to be arrested. I said, well, sir, I'm going back to get my co-pilot. I don't know what to tell you. And he said, I'm letting you know. And at that point, he waved for 2 law enforcement officers to come over and told me that again, if I go back up the mountain, I would be arrested.
He flew the 3-minute trip back, picked up his son, and left the woman's husband behind.
Sure,
Jesus.
Flooded with emotions and trying to rescue other people, and I just felt that it was best at the time to leave. So I did follow his instructions, and I had a conversation with the female victim before I left, apologized and explained, and she was standing there. She heard the whole conversation, and they were both very, very surprised, very upset. The husband, as I was leaving off of the side of the mountain, at that point, separated from his wife, he was upset. I can only imagine.
Sidham and his nearly 1,400 flight hours turned his chopper around and headed back to South Carolina, passing people waving for help along the way.
As I was actually leaving to go back to get my son, the original chief or captain that I spoke to, his crew and himself, they came back over and said, hey man, we can't tell you to go get the victim. We can't even ask you to go get the victim, but we can tell you if you come back with the victim, we'll have you a designated landing spot, and they won't. We'll make sure they don't come over.
Fuck yeah.
So there was no flight restriction when you went in?
No flight restriction when I went in. It went in place 20 or 30 minutes after the confrontation with Mr.
You feel like that was coincidental, or do you think that was because of what happened?
I don't think it can be coincidental when there has not been one in place the day before doing rescue operations, the night of, the morning of, that took place after our altercation. I think there would have never been a TFR put in place had we not had that conversation. If I had to do it over again, I would have stopped and I would have rescued as many people until they decided they were going to arrest me.
Well, for now, we've chosen not to name that Lake Lure fire official
Why?
because communications in and out of that town are still difficult. We want to include his side in this story, and if and when he responds to our messages, we will include that. The good news is I saw a video of a Coast Guard helicopter landing in Lake Lure this morning, so hopefully some of those mountain rescues are underway today. From Pageland, Jody
A week later.
City News.
So you come out of your pocket to go rescue people, and then the cops stop you and say, we'll take you to jail if you help one more person. That's the world we live in now. Let's see this. I want to see this. Hurry. While I got Wi-Fi, I might as well burn it up.
In the midst of all of this tragedy, especially last week and now into this week, we are also hearing of the stories of survival from many escaping the floodwaters. WCNC Charlotte's Tradisha Woodard spoke with one family who is calling their safe escape a miracle.
It was like by a miracle that we made it.
Brooke.
Swept through this Asheville community.
Like it rushed in that quickly.
The Zara family, one of many tangled in its path.
I started to call 911. I could not get through. I called again and I was able to get through. And I said, the water's coming in our house. And they said, get to higher ground. And I was like, okay, we're going in the attic. We're overwhelmed with calls right now.
Oh, God.
That's all we can tell you to do.
With no help coming, the family thinking fast and moving quickly to the attic, grabbing their two kids, baby Jack and 7-year-old Luca, along the way.
Your adrenaline something. It's like, you're saving your life right now. You're doing it.
It was kind of hard to get onto the roof and just
did they save them?
The water rise in our house was really hard to see.
The family eventually climbing out of the attic and making
Oh my God.
The baby at that point had a saturated diaper. It was falling apart, so he was basically half naked on the roof with us. Everybody was shivering.
John Zara says they then started calling for help, a scream that was also echoed from surrounding neighbors.
If all said and done, there was probably 6 or so families on roofs just within eyesight. There were folks trapped in their attic.
After hours of waiting, neighbors higher up eventually hearing the shrieks of fear and bringing kayaks to get folks like the Zaras to safety.
Just in complete shock that this is our situation all of a sudden, and feeling completely unprepared. Like, how could we have prevented this? And I didn't realize, and had a lot of guilt about that until we realized the devastation of it all. Because knowing now there was no way we could have gotten out.
The family says they did not have flood insurance, and it hurts knowing it's what's left of their home, their community.
Our town is gone.
Stephanie says as they work to figure out what's next, she's thankful they're able to do it together.
There's lives lost. There's still missing people. So all we can do is just be grateful.
Tradisha Woodard, WCNC
Jesus
Charlotte.
Christ. So sad. Well, I'm about to go take a shower. I gotta pack my truck up. Oh, what a fucking day. I don't even know if I have clean clothes. Probably not. As long as I have something to wear tonight, I'll be happy. As long as I wear it tonight, I have something to wear tonight, and I'll be fine. Oh, I'm going to bed in like an hour. Not even joking. Not even joking. I'm going to get on the horn and figure out where this Planet Fitness is, and I'm going to wash my butt, and I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's been exhausting. We might talk later if I've got Wi-Fi anywhere. I don't know if I will. I mean, a lot of places you can't even get cell service out here. At all. Oh, so tired. Sorry, it's horrible, ain't it? It could be worse. That could be my face every day. But it's not. Too sorry, so sorry. Too sorry, too late. I hope y'all have a great afternoon. I'm going to go wash my ass. And get ready for bed, because it's about that time. When you get up as early as I do, honey, by 7 o'clock, you're ready to go like an old lady with her walker and her house coat and slippers. Oh, we'll talk in a little while. Y'all be safe. Watch out for deer. Love ya. Bye.